Hello everyone, CMeeCraft here, and welcome to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Welcome back. We're here at the Akala Ancient Tech Lab, just found it, and we're going to need to get a shrine, or not a shrine, a flame. Flame. So where is that ancient flame of ours? First I'm going to climb a bunch of ladders, apparently. I can examine. Oh! Yeah, you found me! Bye-bye! Okay, man. We're going to have to look around for the ancient furnace, or whatever it's called. Where do I suppose it would be? Thank you. No, that's the shrine I was at. Is it across the way, perhaps? Man, look at all these guardians. Sheesh. It's like a... Oh, it's that way. I think, right? Now, this is the thing we need to light. Where is the lighting? Also, I should go to that pin just so it goes away. Okay. This is where I put the pin. Cool. Now where is the furnace? Oh, hello. Gosh darn. Oh! Well, it's probably somewhere around here, right? And there's a lantern thing here, or whatever it is, light, lamp, whatever. Yeah, die, you stupid thing. Okay. Now then, where is this ancient flame, or whatever? Sacred flame? I forget what it's called. Oh, well, that's another thing, so we're probably on the right track, right? Another thing. It's just kind of everywhere around here. I'm not certain where this place is. Is it maybe on the other hill? That would seem at least somewhat logical, right? From one hill to the other? Yeah, that sounds about right. Oh. Hello. Nope. Cool. Alright, carry on. Nope. Hey. Hey. Come on. Hey. No, stop this. Thank you. Yep. Good luck with that. I really like the sword. It's quite good. Okay. Moving on up. I do have an interesting idea of how we could potentially do this. If we can actually find this thing. Oh! Hey! Okay, you want some? There you go. Give her that stuff. Okay. There we are. How many arrows do I have? No regular arrows. Which is a bit of a shame. Okay, because, so what I was thinking. What if we took, say, some ice arrows, right? But only regular arrows can, like, be lit on fire like that, so, yeah. Do we have a torch still? Yeah, we do. Nice. No, 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 no. No touch. No touchy. Can I survive that fall? Probably. Yeah. Thank you, Mifa's Grace. Yeah, that was a pretty efficient way to get down here. Oh, come on. Okay, well then. We're going to have to get around that some other way. Alright, here we go. Around the body of water. But will I be able to get over this pillar? I'd certainly hope so, but who knows, really. Excuse me. Hey, get back. You are on fire. You've got bigger issues to worry about than me. Okay. Continuing on our merry way. Okay, now we've got an insurmountable pillar on this side, so we've got to cross this bridge. We gotta get the Olympic torch all the way to Tokyo. Really? No. Begone, foul creature. You still following me? Of course you are. And there's also going to be a guardian, and there's this bat as well, which you gotta deal with. Huh. This is certainly more obstacles to deal with than there was in Hateno. Luckily I have an actual torch this time. Which that's always nice. It's always nice to have an actual torch. Alright, and then there's this guardian over here, which I think might actually be one of those ones that's like planted in the ground. So it should be mostly fine. Also, I hope I'm not starting like a complete forest fire. Oh yeah, I'm completely causing a total forest fire. Oh. Excuse me. Ah! Oh man. Ah, the fan. Haha. Okay. Whew. Made it. First. Okay. Ha 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 ha. Yay. Travel gates. Alright, thank you, Torch. You have served me well. Hello, Robbie. You, Link! Listen up. My darling Cherry is back to normal. Such is the power of love. My love made Cherry welcome. The furnace is lit. Oh, well, thank you. Yes, quite. Now then, please take this as a gift, my gratitude, now that Cherry's fixed. 3 ancient arrows. Nice. They're made using secret Chica technology. With the addition of my upgrades, they have morphed into anti-calamity weapons, so to speak. Needless to say, they are an incredibly powerful type of ancient soldier gear. I like to call them ancient arrows. In addition to ancient arrows, Cherry can make all kinds of ancient soldier gear. If you're looking to acquire some, give your ancient materials and rupees to Cherry. Rupees? Really? We're trying to save the world here and you're nickel and diming me? Seriously? Did you hear that? Forgive me, Link. Ever since the fall of Hyrule Castle, we haven't had much in the way of funds for our research. That's why I thought you might be willing to help us out with rupees. Lots of them, I beg of you. Then let's do it, The two of us, as soon as possible. Yes, let's conquer the calamity. Alright, Cherry. Hey, beep. Familiar name missing. What do you have? Ancient arrows. Ancient short sword. But why would I buy a sword? I mean, how many, like, blade sauce here? I mean, my first purchase would probably be the armor, right? But it's a bit expensive. I mean, I wouldn't buy a weapon. Like 1,000 rupees for a sword? That's not necessarily ridiculous, but in this game, like, unless that sword has an amazing amount of durability, I don't think I'll be spending my money on it. I mean, it's a decent sword. 40 damage short sword, that's pretty good. But I mean, I'm not spending $1,000, 1,000 rupees on it. Hi. You saw me before I had a chance to put my face on. How embarrassing. What? Confused. Like, just you didn't do your makeup, or Whatever. Alright, Robbie, is that all we got here? Ooh, a book. Robbie's Memoirs. So the first page. Let me start from the beginning. It was 100 years ago. Calamity Ganon had already swallowed Princess Zelda. Dr. Purr and I had already taken Link to the Shrine of Resurrection and left him to recover. Dr. Purr and I departed for Kakariko Village, where we left Lady Impa. All three of us couldn't stay together, or, of course, we couldn't risk Calamity Ganon getting all of us in one strike. If that happened, there'd be no one left to deliver Princess Zelda's message to Link when he recovered and woke up. We had to ensure at least one of us would be able to talk to him. So Dr. Purr and I set out to survive as long as we could. We were lucky. We found large amounts of ancient energy in the Neculata and Akala regions. We could continue our research. Just as we had in Hyrule Castle, we could again set ourselves to finding some way to seal Calamity Ganon away. We decided who would go where in only fair way. Rock, paper, scissors. I set out for Akala soon after. I was all set to go to Akala, but first I decided to go with Dr. Purr to the ancient energy source in Neculata. Actually, that implies that I had any choice. Dr. Purr had laid on a pretty heavy guilt trip when I suggested her going alone. In a world as dangerous as ours, are you seriously asking me to travel alone? She's so darn pushy. Anyway, Dr. Purr promised Lady Impa that they'd meet again someday. Then she and I set out from Kakariko Village. But not before loading a cart with the guidance stone Dr. Purr had been using at Hyrule Castle. We traveled for some time south of the Pillars of Levia, across Lake Sia, and through Blatchery Plain. Then we came upon Fort Titano. Link had battled an army of guardians there, and it was where he'd been defeated. A master swordsman such as Link, who'd impressed King Rome enough to be made Princess Zelda's personal knight. Well, even someone like that has their limits. I'm sorry, Link. I spent so much of my life researching the Guardians. Even with all my knowledge, I was able to give you the weapons or power you needed to succeed. Those were my thoughts as I looked upon the broken husks of the Guardians strewn around Fort Titano. Lost in my thoughts, I didn't notice that Dr. Purr had slipped away. I knew Tenno Village was much further along the road, and that the Calamity had barely touched that area. So I felt safe letting her continue on her own. We parted ways without even saying goodbye, I suppose. Stirring myself back into action, I set out on my own journey back towards Kakariko Village. With Dr. Purr escorted safely to Hatano Village, it was time for me to head to my new home in Akala. I returned to Kakariko Village to collect the remaining guidance stone, then I immediately set out for Akala. I made my way through the Leneru wetlands and headed toward Chenria Trail. I knew that once I crossed Akala's span, I would officially be in Akala. The autumn leaves brought some joy to my spirit as I crossed the crossed Shadow Pass and headed north to Orchid Quarry. Akala is known for its long stretches of nothing. I set out hoping that would still be the case. I was attacked by a guardian here and there as I went, but remember, I had spent my life studying them. Dispatching them individually was no challenge at all. In time, I reached the lighthouse in Akala with a perfect place to keep an eye on the monsters out there. I unloaded my guidance stone and settled into my new home. And so began my life of solidarity solitary research. I knew I had to continue to research the ancient soldier gear for Link. He could wake at any time. I quickly settled on a routine. First, I would carry the blue flame from Tomala Heights. Next, I would melt the ancient materials, refine the result, and okay, I'm done with the voice. And then shape it into ancient soldier gear. It's difficult to say how much progress I made on my research. The routine demanded so much focus day after day. But then I had a clever thought. I realized I could automate the entire refinement process. It took some significant work, but I was able to successfully remodel the guidance stone. Thanks to my effort, it can refine any ancient material, insert it into it, and offer something in return. I named the machine Cherry after the first girl I ever loved. My research didn't end with the creations of Cherry. Not at all. I realized if she was able to refine the ancient materials, there's no reason she couldn't also manufacture ancient soldier gear too. Anyone could make ancient equipment. I also decided that I wanted to be able to give her a voice, so she could speak. I filled it with ambition then, but it was no easy task to make my dreams a reality. Automating the manufacturing process was extremely difficult. It took me decades to figure it out. I'll spare you the details of all the things that went wrong, but I will say it was complex enough that I had to put my desires to remodel Cherry on the back burner for a while. Days and months came and went before I even realized that I'd reached the ripe age of 90. I would have been lost in my work even then, but around that time a young woman named Jaren arrived. She'd first trained with Dr. Pura, then Lady Impa had sent her to aid me. She quickly proved herself quite capable. She carried the blue flame from Tomla Heights and even reworked and improved my designs for Cherry. The very fact that she had trekked all the way from Kakariko Village alone proved she was no ordinary girl. Her intellect, her spirit, in hindsight, is it any surprise that we eventually ended up married? Thanks to Jaren's redesign, Cherry was soon crafting ancient soldier gear perfectly and speaking beautifully. She spoke better than any machine I'd ever heard. It would have been hard to tell she wasn't a native Hylian. If I said good morning, she'd respond with a sweet good morning, Robbie. And she was helpful. Cherry, where did I leave my book? It's the third from the right, the second shelf, Robbie. She also knew to ask if she needed something. Robbie, could you increase the furnace heat a little? I'd always go personally to fetch more blue flame for Toma Heights. I didn't realize our interactions hurt someone. That someone was Jaren. Perhaps it was due to her namesake, but my exchanges with Cherry hurt Jaren. Despite the fact that she knew Cherry was only a machine, she still felt uneasy with my interactions with her. She was in tears when she told me she knew it made little sense, and yet she couldn't help how she felt. I was devastated. I haven't even realized the pain I was causing. Although Jaren had designed Cherry, she was now being hurt by her own creation. We agreed to restore Cherry to her original mechanical way of speaking. I took it upon myself to make the changes. From then on, I was careful to not refer to her as Cherry. Doing so would anger my wife. Instead, I called her Ancient Oven. Sometime later, Jaren gave birth to a baby boy, a beautiful young one, who bore all the features of his mother. We decided to name him Grunts, and together we passed the time as a happy family at a Ancient Tackle Club. It was unfortunately only a temporary peace. Princess Zelda did her best to contain Calamity Ganon. Around the time Organte turned 3. A letter from Dr. Purr arrived. It was a shock to receive it. The last time she'd written, it was to talk about an assistant from Kakarika Village whom she felt was useless. She was writing now to let me know she'd completed her research, powering up the runes like stasis. Hearing the reinvigorating of my interest in researching ancient soldier gear. Oh my gosh, how long is this? Grattai grew fast. It was as long before he towered over me. He loves to carry blue frames from Tulma Heights, calling it a chance to train his body. I could see the curiosity in his eyes, and so I encouraged him to travel the world and see as much as he could. He'd always been independent, but I was still surprised when, the very day I told him to travel, he left. Waiting for his travel reminds me. A few days before he left, I thought it might be good to have gone to study with Dr. Purr. I wrote to her to ask what she thought of such an idea, and she sent a little letter that simply said, "Don't send anyone here." I knew what happened to make her say such a thing. Okay, that's that. Oh my gosh. That's long. Cool. Alright, well. That's that. Your items are overpriced though, so I'm not intending to purchase anytime soon. Oh, yeah. That's a wooden weapon. Okay, cool. So, yeah. Really? Oh, wow. It's that easy. Give me that stuff. Hooray. Alright, guys. Well then. That's a Cal Ancient Tech Lab. We've done what we can do here. Next episode, we're probably going to have to move on. Get back to this stable and actually do that shrine. And then from there, probably off to get the Master Sword and find some memories. Maybe investigate the Shrine of, or the Spring of Power a bit more. Like, I don't quite know where the dragon would be for that. But, that's a question for another time. So, until then, I've been CMeeCraft, and I will catch you in the next episode. Goodbye.